Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Good morning, Marianne and Frizzy. Hello, sunshine. Oh, still raining. I'm about to build an ark. I'll tell you what. I wonder if I could crochet an ark. So this week has been a week of purses. You're funny. Not one that would float. I mean, I could crochet one, but I don't think it would float. Good morning, Renee. Yeah, the river is still climbing. It'll even out. That's why I'm glad we didn't fight the builder too much when they told us how high we had to go up when we built this place. Because, good morning, Debbie. Because the water's never come up high enough to get in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be done fiddle-futting with this in a minute. Fiddle-dee-futting, faluta-dootin'. So yeah, I've been making purses all week. So what happened was at the craft fair last weekend, good morning, Jenny. It was such a bust that I decided to just sit and crochet. Well, a girl walked by me and said she was having, hello, Sandra. This girl said she was having trouble doing in an oval, not in a round, but in an oval. So I decided to sit there and do some of it. And she watched and this and that. So then I was like, well, what the heck am I going to do with this? You know, I've got an oval sitting here. So this happened. Okay. And then this happened. And then this happened, which I'm actually using right now as my purse. And then this happened. So I have all of these purses. I think these will be great for the fair, to tell you the truth. So, and they all have the snaps. See the snap right there? So I'm learning how to do the snaps better with each one that I do. I love these. They're really, it's a perfect size purse for me, to tell you the truth. This one fits my wallet and it's just absolutely perfect. So this is actually functioning for me. And then I have these to use as inventory, I guess. But then I was like, well, wait a minute. Why don't I try a bigger one? So I'm now working on this one. Right? True. I could add straps. So I might actually look at Goodwill for real, like leather strap, not leather, but plastic straps to go around and clip them on. Is what Vortex, the yarn? The yarn is, yes, Vortex. Yep. So this color is Super Bloom. And I'm doing 2 strands at a time. So with the smaller purses, I started with a chain of 15. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. I started with 15, and then this one, I started with 30. So this one's twice the size of that one. So, and now the smaller one has 64 stitches all the way around. This one has 104. So it's bigger, and I'm going to use handles. I've made the handles here. I think these are going to be really cool. Let me just, I mean, obviously I got a ways to go still, but these are going to be the handles on the side. So my t-shirt, yeah, that was my Mother's Day present from Fritzy. Obviously, River Life had to help him because Fritzy doesn't work the computer very well. Yeah, so I did these with, because I figured, it's hard to picture it, but I figured the bigger one needs straps instead of just the loop for the thing. So, yeah, so my t-shirt, There it is. I should have waited and worn it tomorrow, but Fritzy was excited to see me wear it, so I figured I'd put it on. Good morning, Margaret. I don't know if I said it or just thought it out or thought it. I don't know. And Izzy, good morning. So there I am. I'm still working on this. And all I'm doing is single crochet because I want it really thick. True. But it's cute. And yeah, I like it. So there we go. So that's the t-shirt. What else have I been working on? It was a rough week at work. I don't know. I think I was just over emotional. I did have my pre review. So that, good morning, Len. I had my pre-review because I'm now in a union and I've never been in a union before. So there's forms you have to fill out for your review. And so my boss wanted to show me how to do it and make sure I understood the process and this and that. So I did, and it was good. But I don't know, as far as working with my coworkers, I was very sensitive this week, and I don't know why. I don't understand why, but I was. Anyway, got over that. This week was kindergarten kindergarten screening. Oh my goodness. Those kids, I can't take how cute they are. I mean, they're 4 just turning 5, so they're coming in now. And they're, I've got to give them a sticker and this and that. Oh my goodness. They're just, I can't. That was a great day. That was a super duper busy day, but that was a great day. Oh, they were so cute. Yes, I did paint my nails. Here's the funny thing. A couple days ago, I actually put on fake nails, just the press-on ones. And they were a little too long, but I didn't want to trim them because once you trim them, they never look the same, right? They don't look right. So I didn't want to trim it. And about, I don't know, an hour into my workday, one of them popped off. So I pulled them all off. And then I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just paint my fingernails? Because what I'm trying to do is stop myself from gnawing on them. And I don't really bite them just to bite them, but if one starts to peel or if one snags and rips or something like that, I'm going to rip them all off. So I'm trying. So there's that process. Now, you guys know my little chickens, right? I made all those little chickens. Good morning, Heidi. You guys know I made those little chickens, right? Yeah. It's a big struggle, Sandra. So I found a bigger, this size. I found this size square, and I'll get to this in a minute. But I found this size square, and I'm like, why don't I make a chicken out of this? Which I could still do with this one, but this is going to be a purse. So I took 2 big squares, sewed them together, put the eyes on, stitched the comb and everything on, and excuse me, allergies. Sorry about that. So I stitched them all together, and I made, thank you, 9, 10, a big fat hen. Thank you. So I love this chicken. I can't help it. Look how fat she is. And you want to know why she's so fat? So I stuffed her like I normally do with scrap yarn, right? And then I took a balloon. See it in there? It's red. See the balloon? I took a balloon inside of it and I blew it up. So now she's squishy and bouncy. How funny is that? Look, I love her face though. So this is my 9, 10, a big fat hen. Time to start all over again. And she's a ball. So that was fun. Isn't she adorable? I love it. I mean, I'm still playing with getting the stuffing right because I had to separate the stuffing to put the balloon in. And now I'm trying to cover the balloon. And I just use yarn for stuffing, right? So isn't she hysterical? 910, a big fat hen. I know. He popped that by the way. I gave it to him this morning and he had it for like 2 seconds and popped it. And then he's looking at me like he's looking around. Where did it go? So anyway, well, I was thinking, how can I get him a balloon that he won't pop right away? I could put it in one of these. It would still kind of be floaty and bouncy, but it wouldn't pop so quick. So there's my big fat hen. I am in love with this big fat hen. Cracking me up. Those are the biggest eyes I've ever used too. They're huge. So I'm working on, or I did that. Now I'm finally back to working on this purse. I started this purse last week. Yeah, I know. That's a good idea, Debbie. And I shall do that. So I'm working on this here purse. I got to stitch that end shut. It's pretty, right? 2 different colors on it. And now I'm working on the handle. It's going to be a crossbody handle. It is more work, and I can do it, but if I were giving this to anyone, I would, but I'm not. It's going in here somewhere because I love it. By the way, you guys, ignore this down here. Ignore this. Here, I'll get in front of it so you can't see it. But everything else I organized. Oh, nice. So I did all this. I have this bucket down here is all scrap yarn that I'm going to roll into cakes so that I have it for scrap yarn when I need it. You see? Marianne, that's funny. Take 4 of your winter sweater. I still haven't attempted a sweater. I'm too scared. I'll do ponchos all day long. I'll do wraps. I'll do everything else. But to put sleeves, for some reason, sleeves scare me. I might be able to do short sleeves first and then work my way, but I don't know. It's not on my hurry up to-do list. So I took my hair last night, you guys, and I cut it. I literally held it up like this and went cut, 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 and cut it straight across. Good morning, Karen. So I think I put some good layers in it. Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I have this weird thing about cutting my hair. I love doing it. I'm really bad at it. Yeah. Yeah. I've always cut my own hair. I've never been that good at it, but thank you guys. It was just getting a little bit too long. So I actually only took off about a ½ inch. Yeah, I can't go upside down or that I would probably fall over, Heidi. It's a great idea, but I can't do that. So I know I have nail polish on. I'm fancy pants. I know. Well, yeah, I don't know. It just, for some reason, and I'm silly. I know I'm silly, but it makes me feel pretty to have nail polish on. I know that's stupid. I know it is. But I'm like, oh, look, my fingers are pretty. And I used to tell myself, well, you can't wear nail polish because your nails are too short. But then my sister Cindy was a biter worse than I was, and she always had her nails polished. So, yeah, I would definitely fall over. but I like the layer. I like making it layers. But yeah, so what I do is, because I've been watching hairdressers for 50 years. And they hold it up and go across, and then hold up the next and go across. And it's only hair. You know what? If I don't like it, it's going to grow and it'll change. So that is what it is. So now I'm looking at, no, I guess it'll be all right because the top of it's going to be that color. Okay. I was going to say that I don't like the color of the straps I made for that purse, but I do, because the top of the purse is going to be that brown color. Yeah, I trim it just to keep it. Yeah. Frizzy, I have a hard time paying for it ever. I just, first of all, I don't want to sit in someone else's chair for 2 hours. That's why I don't want to get my nails done. I don't want to get, I just don't want to sit there for 2 hours sitting still, staring at somebody I don't know. Anyway, when am I going to the farm, Debbie? Well, that is a great question. So it's supposed to stop raining around midday here. So I'm thinking around midday, Fritzy and I are going to get in the car and go to the farm so I can get in my camper and I can strip the beds and dust and clean and this and that. And then I'm going to set the mice traps because I know they're in there. And then tomorrow, after I see my daughter and my grandson, Fritzy and I will go back out to the camper to empty the traps and maybe hang out for a couple hours at the camper. Maybe my brother will be there. Maybe my sister will be there. Linda, are you there? Maybe she'll be there for a visit. Well, good morning, Tammy. How are you? I know. I was going to go live a couple of times, but like I said, this was a very mentally challenging week. Even when you have a good review, a review is still a review, right? So you still panic a little bit. What if I'm not doing as good as I think I'm doing? What if my coworkers have a different opinion of me than I think they do? That's when you're going to find out. So I was stressed a bit about that. And it's a very busy time in the office for my coworkers. So who isn't, Karen? So, and I shouldn't be so sensitive, but when they react to me differently than I'm used to, I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? So anyway, I love my job and I do love them. And this is my first end of the year. You know what I mean? So I'm learning the nuances of, this is going to happen this week. We've got state testing and we've got kindergartners coming in and we've got preparations and stuff like that. So I'm learning it. And of course, our school district decided to implement a new transportation software. Why now? Who knows? But they did. So after this week, I kind of wish I had chosen that as a career in a school. Maybe not teaching, but maybe a teacher's aide or maybe, something. I don't know. Because it's just so rewarding. Oh my goodness. Before I forget, you guys, Karen G still has not reached out to me, and she won the members only May drawing giveaway, and she still hasn't reached out to me. I've reached out to her twice. I've emailed her twice and with no response. So if any of you see her on the streets, will you please ask her to check her email and or respond to me, because I want to send her prize. which I decided is not going to be what I told you guys it was going to be. I decided something else, which is a surprise, which is what I intended it to be in the first place. And yes, Karen, I know we're ready for some Al stories. I'm ready for some Al stories. I miss my siblings when I don't see them, you know. For 6 months, I'm used to having them right outside my door. And then all of a sudden, you know, for 6 other months, I don't see them. Well, I see them at holidays. Good morning, Sassy Mary. How are you? I'm working on the strap for this purse to finish that. And then I'm going to be working on my bucket purse, which is my bucket list purse. So what's everybody up to? What'd you do all week? I didn't get a chance to watch any YouTube because I was working, and then I was working on my purses, and then Fritzy wouldn't let me. So, and I've been binging The Office reruns. I'm hooked on The Office again. I was never really an obsessed fan when it was back on, but now I forgot how funny it is. I know, Renee, and every time I turn it on, I think of you. You guys, Renee's a really big Office fan. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, my sister moved away and didn't come back, but that's all right. We still chat every once in a while. But yeah, I know you love The Office, Renee. I just watched the one where they did the booze cruise. And good morning, Amber. How are you? It was the episode where they did the booze cruise, and Jim told Michael that he liked Pam. And I don't think that the next few. I don't think I like the rest of the next season because they're not together. Jim's dating this other girl. He moves to. I just don't like it. I like the season, I think 3, when they come back together. I know. I missed you too, Amber. I watched some of your replays, but for my lunch, I only get about 15 minutes of free time, right? So I go up to my lunch, I eat, and then, you know, by the time I'm done, I only have about 15 minutes. So I don't get a chance to watch a lot of your stuff, but I do watch some of it. I try. I don't always comment, but I always give a thumbs up. Good morning, Debbie. How are you? Welcome in. I hope you have a nice cup of coffee, and I hope you got some time to just sit and hang with friends. So in cleaning this room, which I'm very proud of it, if you notice, I've got up here are the cakes I made. Here are all multiple colors. Here are all single colors. And then down there is like the fleck or speckle. I saw that. I saw about 5 minutes of that video because it said I have a big secret, this and that, and then I checked it out. I'm in no hurry to buy it for the simple fact that I don't have anywhere to put it. So once I work down some things, I would love to see it and try it, but it's going to have to be a wait kind of thing for right now. But you know, of course, I would love to try it because she taught me everything I know, right? Well, she taught me the basics of everything I know. So from there, who knows where we go, right? Okay, you guys, so here's the handle for this. It's cute. And I'm going to go ahead and sew this on the edge right here. It's just going to blend in on the side. Whose birthday is it? Oh, here come the teenage years. May the force be with you. All I can tell you is they come back, Amber. They come back. Ooh, that's exciting. I'm going to try to stay dry and then head over to the farm. That's my plan for Mother's Day. And then my daughter is going to take my grandson to the park, and she asked me if I want to go. And I said, absolutely. Yeah, Tammy, that sounds a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, I'm going to put this here. Just sew it on like a crazy person. Melissa! Hello, my darling. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Yep, showing my age. I sure am. I sure am. So, speaking of showing my age, Marianne, you probably will know this. I don't know that Frizzy will. I know Amber won't. Maybe Melissa. But I'm going to show you a toy I found. And I've been having a blast with it. Now, this toy that I found has been, I don't think it's been outlawed, but it's been taken off the shelves because it's not the safest. And you know how the world is wrapped in bubble tape. Oh, Karen, you might know it. Yeah. How the world is wrapped in bubble paper and everybody gets a trophy and yada, yada, yada. Well, back when I was growing up and back when they were making toys for my generation, those two things didn't happen. You knew not to hurt yourself because it hurt and you just didn't do it anymore, right? We had lawn darts, jarts, we had all that stuff. You ready? Many of you know I have been looking for these. Do you remember these? Do you remember? Come on, how many of you remember? Yes! Margaret. Margaret. I don't know if I can do it holding my arm up. No, I can't do it with my arm up. So, oh, you did have them? Yeah, so they outlawed them because kids were, ow, 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 ow. Kids were hurting themselves. Last night, I had these going for a good full second and a half. I mean, they would, it was really cool. I found them. I'm so happy, but I do have bruises all over from trying. So anyway, oh, it hurts, but they're so fun. So I found them, and I've been playing. Are we doing this again? We are doing this again. He's been listening to these clackers all week. He's been listening to clack, clack, clack. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, ours were glass. They were glass. They sure were. Hi, Monique. It's hard to do it with here. I got to be standing up, but one more time and then I'll be done. Ow. All right, I'm done. Right? Yeah, ours were glass. I had yellow. My sister Linda had green. I think Terry had blue. Well, it's hand-eye coordination if you think about it, right? Even to just get it to do this. Right? Ow. Ah. So, so those of you who might not know, these were called clackers. Woo! That was a good one. These were clackers. You had pink. Nice. Yep. And these were out right around the time. All right. That's it. Mic drop. I'm putting them down. Right around the time of lawn darts. Yes, where you skip it. Right? So you put it around your ankle and you had to jump over it, right? The skip it, whatever that was called. Yeah. So I've been playing with those all week. And I just love nostalgic toys. I can't help myself. And I can't help myself. How about the sit and spin? Just thinking about the sit and spin right now makes me want to throw up. Can you imagine sitting and just spinning in circles? The skip it, right? The sit and spin. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I never had a big wheel. My family couldn't afford it at the time, so I never had a big wheel. But oh my goodness, I love all those. The sit and spin, I just couldn't do, you guys. I couldn't go in circles. Now I could do the big merry-go-round, and in gym class, the hippity hop. Oh my goodness. I don't know, but I had romper stompers. Well, I made romper stompers. Yes, you may, Huawei, but it's a self-serve coffee bar, so you're going to have to make it yourself. Good to see you, Huawei. Welcome in. Oh, yes. Yes. The hippity hop. That I loved. That I absolutely love. All right, you guys, we've got 23 people in here and only 14 thumbs. So let me see your thumbs. Give me your thumbs. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we can't call it what we use. So I'm still getting used to that. I told you guys about the pie in the face. That was last week. I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. So these little kids in kindergarten. What, Melissa? What'd you do? So, yeah, I do have jarts at the farm. I do. And we do play them. We just tell the kids, be careful. Make sure nobody's downwind when you're shooting the darts, right? You just got to learn to be careful. Nowadays, nobody's accountable for themselves. So the companies won't make stuff because, someone's going to hurt themselves. Whatever. I still love the toys. What else did we have? Sit and spin. I never got into the little rubber ball on the string with the paddle. I just thought that was stupid. But how about Play-Doh? I still love the smell of Play-Doh. I don't love the smell of it in my carpet, but I do love the smell of Play-Doh. Oh, and Jack's, nice. And a Slinky, the real Slinky, the metal ones. Not those little plastic things they came up with. Again, kids can't play with metal. Da, 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 da. Whatever, people. Big old glass of whatever on that one. All right, so this is done. Sandra, I loved that thing. I had that, my first airplane ride. I had one of those. I loved that thing. So you guys know what we're talking about. You hold the handle and it goes up and it's and there's almost, if you can picture the center of a tape dispenser and it's got those two pegs on the side, they go like that. And this thing would roll up and roll back. And you had to see how fast you could get it rolling up and back. That was really cool. We had some fun stuff. There we go. I just got to hide my tails on this. We had some good stuff. Drives me crazy. And I don't know why I'm singing that song, but all right. So I'm going to work on, if you guys don't mind hanging out and crocheting with me today, I'm going to work on my bag a little bit. I'd like to get that done for this weekend, but I don't know what to do next. Oh, I'm fibbing. I do know what to do next. I had somebody at work asked me if I could make them a hot air balloon in the colors of Winnie the Pooh. So I have the balloons. I'm waiting for my yarn to come because I didn't have the right color, believe it or not. I didn't have Winnie the Pooh colors of my cotton yarn. And that's the color she wants for the baby, so for the baby's room. So I have to wait until I get the cotton yarn in the right color. Exactly, Sassy Mary. That's exactly right. And a great point. And they were our favorite toys. Yep. Yep. So sorry. Want me to think of another one? She drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh. The tape recorder. So, Sandra, I used to sit, you guys remember Casey's Top 40, right? So I would sit and listen and wait with my finger on the record buttons, because you had to push play and record at the same time, for him to stop talking and my song to start. So each one of them, I would quick hit it. Oh, that's good times, right? Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. The struggle was real. Absolutely. We had to have our songs, but there was no way to get them other than to listen to American Top 40. Now, if anybody has Sirius Radio, they do that 70s. The 70s on 7 has, well, obviously the 70s AT40, American Top 40. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm hysterical. I'm a laugh riot. Yeah, you always had the DJ voice on it. I used to pick on my mother because she was trying to make a cassette one time of Christmas songs. And she was a little too slow on the uptake. So she would only get like the last half of every song. So I used to pick on her. I said, "Are you making another tape of just the ends of all your favorite songs?" What you doing, Frittlebit? Fritzy's here, you guys. Hold on. I think he just wants to tap me on the foot. Do you have to go out? No, he's going to his bed. Wolfman Jack. Absolutely, I remember Wolfman Jack. Are you kidding? That voice. You can't forget that voice. His voice and Casey Kasem were the sounds of the music. You know, you knew to have that. Troll Dolls. Yep. Yep. That was fun. All right, let's hide these tails. What are you doing? You may not lay in the purse. He just laid in the purse that I'm making. I was born in the 60s, so I mean I remember 50s music because like Happy Days and everything, right? But I don't, I mean I know some of the 50s and 60s music, I'm sure, but 70s is my go-to. That is my go-to always. Where'd you go, Fritz? Oh, he's laying in the hallway so he can. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out. I don't want to tell him that we're going to the FARM because if I say that word, he'll lose his mind. So I have to be very careful not to say it too loud. Tamagotchi, yeah. I think actually, Amber, my daughter had those. Yeah, I think my kiddo had those. Yeah, I was all about making the mixtapes. And then when the CDs came, I was all about making CDs. I loved that. You could burn them on your computer. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys, I've heard of the Tamagotchis, but what about the Furbies? Those came in way later, right? Yeah, the Furbies too. Furbies kind of freak me out, to tell you the truth. Then they had the fingerlings where they wrap on your finger and they were like little monkeys. The evil, creepy little Furbies, right? They are. Do you want up? Where are you? Fritz, do you want uppies? You want uppies? No. No, he does not. Yeah. So, yes, the Atari. Battlestar Galactica. What are we? Oh, Yeah, the Furbies were, I don't know, creepy. Because they try to make them look like gremlins, right? From that movie. So, Amber, my sister called me one Christmas Eve. It was about 6 p.m. and she was trying to find a Furby for her daughter. It was when it was the toy of the year, right? Each year you have the toy of the year and you have to find it and all kids have to have it and they love it, right? Okay, so she couldn't find a Furby for my niece. So I had to go to about 5 or 6 different toy stores or stores around here. That was back when Toys R Us was around. And I finally found one and I paid $85 for it. And get this, you ready? It turned out she wanted the blue one, not the purple one I found. Here we go, you guys. So she didn't actually ever play with it because she wanted the other one. Yes, that was before online shopping. Yeah, and there was still a Kmart. Kmart was one of those stops I made. Here you go, you guys. There's another purse. This one came out pretty. I like it. Yeah, that was before online shopping. Way before online shopping. Where I lived, we didn't even get delivery pizza back then. Yeah. Kmart and there was a Caldors around here. We went to Caldors too. Those were happening. All right. What am I doing? Let me see. I'm still cleaning this room, so this is working perfect. I highly recommend one of these, you guys. One of everything you need in it, right? What is TG&Y? I don't know what that is. Five. So this is going to be one of my giveaways, one of my members only giveaways. It's a full set of hooks from 2.5 all the way up to 6. This is going to be one of my members only giveaways because I just don't have enough room for all this. So that's going to be one of those as well. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember most of them. I mean, like I remember Caldors and I remember, what was that one? Sears and Roebuck, not just Sears and Roebuck. Montgomery Ward's. I remember all those, but I don't remember TG&Y. I remember Caldors, Bradley's. The Big N, we had those, but I don't remember. I don't know what TG&Y. All right, so I'm putting all these where they need to be. I'm trying to stay organized, you guys. Oh, it could have been. Yeah, like, I mean, in the South, they have Piggly Wiggly, right? Ames. We had Ames. I think it's, so for a while, for Kmart, they were bought out by Sears, right? And they thought they were going to save it, but they didn't. I think Amazon just ate up everything. Oh, I never heard of Howard's, but we had the Big N, the Big M. Big M, I think it was. Two Guys. We had a place called Two Guys. They were all just like a Kmart or a Target. When did Target come on the scene? This is really good coffee, you guys. All right, so you guys want me to work on my bag, or do you want me to roll up some cakes? Because I have a basket of stuff down here to make cakes. Or I could work on my bag. I feel like I've heard of that, Karen. I do. I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, remember AC Moore and was Ben Franklin's? I don't remember that one, Tammy. What was the other craft store? There was AC Moore. I think it was Ben Franklin, wasn't it? I do believe that's what it was called. I said, I do believe it. I really want to get this bag done this weekend. I think I'm going to use it as my work bag, as my project bag, because every day I bring something I'm working on so that for the last few minutes of my lunch, I can watch YouTube and crochet. So, Hancock's fabric. I know we had another, it was right here on the tip of my tongue. It just went away. Isn't that funny when you're about to say something and your brain goes, I gotta go. I gotta go. I can remember we had a store called Two Guys. And back when I was about 4th grade or 5th grade, remember slime? Do you guys remember the green slime when it first came out? It came in a garbage can. Do you remember this? Everybody in my class, I must have been, it had to be 7th grade because teachers wouldn't have allowed this in class. Yeah, so you remember slime came, it was green and it came in a garbage can. So I can remember, like right now, I can remember sitting in the car with the anticipation we were going to Two Guys and I was going to get my first slime. I had saved up. Here's what I did. My mom used to give me $1 a day for lunch. Okay. So back then, lunches were not free. So she'd give me $1 a day for lunch. So I would buy an Italian ice, an ice cream sandwich, and 3 pretzel sticks. And it would come to 75 cents. And I would take the last quarter and save it. So every day I would save a quarter. So at the end of the week, I had $1.25. Well, I saved up as long as it took to have enough money to buy my first slime. All by myself. I never told my mother I wasn't eating lunch. Are you kidding? She'd have killed me. Right? So that was what I had. You know, Mom would ask me, what do you have for lunch? Well, I had a sandwich. I had an ice cream sandwich. I would tell her I had a sandwich and ice cream and some pretzels. So I would have the regular ice cream sandwich, the strawberry or cherry Italian ice, or lemon. Lemon was my favorite. And then every day I would pocket 1 quarter because I didn't get allowance. It wasn't something my family did. I never got allowance. So I had to find ways of saving my own money. And that's how I did it. Nice. Dollar lunch. Every once in a while, now they would do hot turkey sandwiches. I wouldn't get them as a sandwich. I would get a bowl of mashed potatoes with all the turkey stuff on top, the turkey and the gravy on top. When we had those for lunch, I would get those. But other than that, the yarn that I'm using for my bag is Vortex, Big Twist Vortex, and the color I'm using is Color Bloom. It's really pretty. I have a bunch of them over here, right there. I have a bunch of different colors. You can see them all. And each one will make a really pretty bag. So that's what I'm using. And I'm doing 2 strands, so it takes 2 cakes for each one. I think this one is actually going to use up the 2 cakes. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this to the height I want it, and then I'm going to add to the top this for the top few rows, see? And then put the handles on. Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? I mean, I love it. It's really a nice yarn, and I've had it for a while. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I knew I liked it, so I bought 2 of each color. The colors are really great. And it's really fun for me. Everybody says, why do you need so much yarn? Well, not everybody. Most people get it. But people say, why do you need so much yarn? And it's because if someone says to me, or if in my brain, if I say, I want to make this and I need these colors, I can go. For the most part, I have them, right? I'll sell it to you for $1 million, Amber. I'm kidding. I'm sure they have it on eBay. So other than cotton, now cotton's very tough to get the colors you want. I need a mustard color yellow for my cotton, and I have a bright orange, a sun or a lemon yellow. But I need, like, you know, the color of Winnie the Pooh. I have it in, I have the right colors in acrylic, but to make that hot air balloon, I need cotton. Because you have to make the hot air balloon, blow up a balloon inside so it keeps its shape, and then cover it with Elmer's glue and water, and then let it dry. So my thought is, I'm going to make the balloon. It's going to be the mustard yellow with a red stripe around the middle, and then mustard yellow. So that's the Winnie the Pooh part. And then the basket for the balloon part, the basket, is going to be a honey pot. And that's what I can't wait to show you guys. It's in my head, and I have to get it out in yarn. Most people say I have to put it on paper, but I got to put it in yarn. Well, the offer stands, Amber. If you want it for $1 million, it's yours. All right, $500,000. I'll give you a $500,000. I'll give you a half price now. But anyway, you know how some people say, oh, I got to get that down on paper. Well, I got to get that down on yarn. Got to get it in yarn so I can picture what. It's hard because sometimes you have it up here, and to get it here, you just can't get there. It's tough. But that's what frogging is for, right? Oh, you guys, I had this huge blanket, and I can't remember what I needed it. Oh, I needed it for a commission piece. See this yarn right here, right there? I had a blanket made out of that yarn, and I was making someone at work. I was commissioned to make a baby blanket, and I ran out of that color. It's actually the teal color. So I had to take the blanket apart and use that to finish her blanket. So now I have this blanket that I made in pieces, and I'm trying to frog it and re-cake it. For some reason, no matter which way I pull this, it won't frog. I can't get this back. I can't get it. Just the blue part. I got the purple, I got the pink, I got the yellow, but the blue part of this blanket will not frog. So I think I'm just going to cut it up and use it for stuffing. I'm not going to throw it out, but I'm going to use it for stuffing. Because, you know, that's what I do. I stuff stuff with scrap yarn. I stuff stuff with scrap yarn. All right. So what are your plans for Mother's Day, you guys? Do you guys want to meet tomorrow morning for coffee? I just got to see what time my daughter, let me see. What time tomorrow? Then I'll know. Right? Yeah, I'd love to meet. Let me see what time. So where I'm going is about a half hour to 40 minutes away. So let's see what time she wants to meet, because I know my daughter's pulled in a ton of different directions on Mother's Day, and I don't want to add stress to it. I don't want seeing me on Mother's Day to be a stressful thing for her. And honestly, I don't go by the calendar for when holidays are celebrated. I go by, hey, I have a day today. Let's spend it together. And there's my Mother's Day, right? And I mean, my mom's gone, so I don't have to worry about going to see her, you know? So it's just a day for me to relax and be with my kid if she has time. If she doesn't, I'm not going to freak about it. I don't care. We had a great day last week. That could have been our Mother's Day. You know, we went to breakfast, we went and got the baby some new outfits, and then we went to the garden center. That's like the perfect day. So I just need to know what time. But I'm planning on tomorrow morning from 9 to 10, unless she wants to meet at 10. So I'll let you know. She's not answering right now. She's probably busy with the baby. Well, there you go, Monique. Now you know. I got to admit, you guys, using this two strands of yarn, it's hurting my hands. I'm hurting my hands. But how much higher should this be? It's got to be up to about here, right? I got to keep going. I'm going to keep going till I run out of this, I think. Make it a nice tall bucket. It's a bucket bag. And then the snaps are easier to put in than the zippers, and they hold really well. So, but yeah, I have to keep taking breaks because it does hurt my hands. So, can you guys believe we've been talking an hour already? That hour goes fast. Now she knows. But I do plan on being on tomorrow in the morning. If something comes up and I can't be on in the morning, okay. So I won't be on in the morning. So I will be on. Yes, that's my daughter's whistle. So we're going to spend a couple hours. Maybe I'll go live from the camper after that. So she wants to be there at 9:30. So if we stay until 11:30, then I get to the farm because I'm bringing Fritz. It's a park. I can bring Fritzy. Yeah, so if not, maybe after dinner we can hang out a bit. I will be on at some point tomorrow, just not in the morning, you guys. Okay? Because even if I went from 8 to 9, I still wouldn't get there by 9:30. So that works. I got to give her a thumbs up. There we go. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, hopefully it has been pouring here. As you guys saw with my posts on Facebook, you saw the river rising. Yeah, that's perfect. So then I would be, so you're 3. So 3 Central. So that's an hour after me. So that's 2 my time, right? Yeah, the river is up. That's not the highest it's ever been, but it's getting there. I'm thinking if I go out now, it's going to be even higher because even when the rain stops here, we've got another couple hours of it coming. All right, so 4 p.m. for me, that's perfect. So if you're on 4 to 5, I'll do like 5 to 6. That's actually perfect. So I will plan on that. I'll plan on going either from the farm if the internet's working, or afterwards from here. Okay. That'll work. That'll work. All right, you guys. Hopefully I'll have a lot more done on this for tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm going to put some shoes on and head over to the farm, strip off the bed, yada, yada, yada. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Remember, I do have the members only stuff going on my channel. So if you want to be a member, if you're not already, hop over, hit the button, become a member. Okay. If you don't want to be a member, but you'd like to be in the drawings, I'm thinking of, I might do something like for a super chat or something like that. Give me time to work on that. I'll answer that tomorrow. But anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you all so very much. I really do. I really do. Remember, always be happy, be kind, and be creative. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.